Hello everyone, welcome to Dhru's Law classes. Today we are going to deal with Article 16 of the Constitution of India. In the previous videos, we have already discussed with Article 12, 13 and 14. So today we are going to deal with Article 16 of the Constitution of India. Now these two clauses basically contemplates employment or appointment. This is with regard to salary, perks, promotions and all. Now these are the criteria you have to take in consideration while dealing with Article 16 clause 1 and 2, and to be kept in mind that the one we are talking about, it not only applies to employment while being in employment, it also applies to post employment, that is after retirement benefits. And one thing to be kept in mind, that these criteria what we are talking about, it not only refers to prior appointment but also after appointment. Now I'll talk about the exceptions to clause 1 and 2. Now Article 16 clause 3 is basically an exception to clause 1 and 2. As we have seen the exceptions in Article 15, similar we have exceptions in Article 16 as well. Article 16 clause 3, it empowers Parliament to make a law prescribing any requirements as to residents with regard to state or union territory prior to employment or appointment that state or union territory. Therefore, we will deal with clause 3 first. It is very important, the underdeveloped state. The object of clause 3 is basically to upgrade and give an opportunity to the underdeveloped state, which states, the people of which state would otherwise not be able to compete with the other developed states or the residents of the developed state. What Article 16 clause 4 states, it basically empowers to make special provision with regard to the citizens or the backward citizens who are not adequately represented in the service of the state, those who have not been adequately represented, like in the case of Mizoram. The citizens of Mizoram, they have not been adequately represented, and therefore in order to upgrade them, special benefit and special privilege and special criterion has been set out, and for this purpose only this Article 4 comes in, wherein certain benefits will be given to the people of this state with regard to appointment under the service of the state. Now, as I already mentioned, the case Indira Sawhney, in this particular case also, it is referred, in this particular case is important to be referred in this particular article as well. And in this particular case, it was also mentioned that in this particular case, SC or scheduled castes were referred with regard to the reservation as regard to the backward classes. And it was stated that these castes has to be identified on the basis of social status and economic status. Those castes who are socially deprived, socially backward and economically backward, don't mix it with socially and educationally backward classes, I have already mentioned before. In this particular case, socially and economically, so we have to identify the castes who are socially and economically backward, and the criterion is this one only. The criterion is this one, socially and economically backward. And this was referred in this particular Indira Sawhney's case, which is in reference to Article 16 clause 4. So therefore, in order to identify the people or the citizens who are not adequately represented in the service under the state, these are the criterion laid down by the Indira Sawhney's case to identify those people who are socially and economically backward. They can be given a benefit for the reservation. Therefore, a state wherein the citizens of that particular state who are socially and economically backward, and therefore those people who are socially and economically backward, if they are scheduled castes, they needs to be adequately represented under the services of the state, is fulfilling the criteria under Article 16 clause 4. Therefore, it was really important that, as I have already mentioned in Indira Sawhney's case, few points needs to be taken into consideration, that it states that caste and economic basis, that these are the criteria you have to take into consideration while dealing with Article 16 clause 4 in order to make special provision with regard to employment in public offices. Those people who are underprivileged, like in the case of caste and those who are backward by of caste and economic conditions, they have to be taken into consideration, not that everyone. Article 16 clause 4 is not similar to Article 15 clause 4. As I have already mentioned, they are different since it's about economic conditions and not educationally backward, right? And the creamy layers needs to be taken into consideration. Okay, the creamy layers, the people who have already got such kind of, the people who have already taken some kind of a benefit, who have already entertained, who have already received certain benefits generation wise or some kind of a thing who are financially strong, they are not economically backward, so they are falling under the creamy layers, and these creamy layers are to be excluded from the backward classes. Okay? And backward classes and more backward classes, I have already mentioned in my previous in my previous session when dealing with Article 15, that this case basically dealt with backward and more backward classes. There needs to be segregation between backward people, the backward classes or backward castes, and the more backward people, the more backward castes. Okay? And it also stated that reservation should not exceed 50%. The highest reservation criteria which has been set in this particular case, it shouldn't exceed 50%. So any institution or organization which is making a reservation with regard to the economically with regard to caste, with regard to people who are backward with regard to social status and as well as economic status, the reservation cannot exceed 50%. Article 16(4)(a) basically deals with recruitment and promotion. So therefore, the reservation is not only applicable in case of recruitment as well as in case of promotion therein afterwards. And therefore, the people who are not adequately represented in the service under the state, for their recruitment and promotion, this article is important. In accordance to the direction given by the Supreme Court of India, the Government of India appointed an expert committee known as Justice Ram Nandan Committee. Now, what this committee was, basically this committee was to identify that who are the backward classes and whether they are the socially backward people, they are the deprived people, and whether these people have not been adequately represented. Okay? Whether the people are educationally backward, socially backward, and they are not adequately represented in the service under the state. This committee was formed. The Supreme Court of India quashed the criterion set by the Bihar and UP government with regard to reservation for some kind of a socially and economically backward people, they quashed it, citing that they cannot make their sole criterion and sole criterion with regard to appointment and reservation with regard to appointment. Whatever is stated in the case of Indira Sawhney, that has to be referred, and that is the benchmark we need to follow. The Supreme Court of India stated that any other law or any other enactment with regard to reservation under Article 16(4)(a) is arbitrary with regard to the decision made by Indira Sawhney's case and the Mandal Commission's report. Now, Article 16(4)(b), what it states is basically Article 16(4)(b) is with regard to the unfulfilled vacancies. If there is a vacancy of 30% for SC and there was a post of 6 people for SC. If two were left in year 2019. In the year 2020, while advertising or while taking recruitment of another group of people, these two unfulfilled vacancies has to be included first, and then only we'll have to proceed with any other reservation. The unfulfilled vacancies has to be taken into consideration in the succeeding years, and this has to be with regard to the rule we have already mentioned in Indira Sawhney's case. It subject to 50%. 50% is the benchmark. And in the 85th amendment, that is in the year 2001, it was amended. Article 16 clause 4A of Article 16 clause 4 was amended, and it substituted the words "in matters of promotion to any class" with "in matters of promotion with consequential seniority to any class." Therefore, in matters of promotion to any class, not only any class was restricted, and the seniority was inserted, and therefore after 17 June 1995, those people who are in senior with regard to the carry forward of the unfulfilled or unfulfilled vacancies, the seniority part has to be taken into consideration. This was inserted under 85th amendment in the year 2001, and this will be given a retrospective effect from the date 17 June 1995. after Nandan Committee. After Nandan Committee. Under Article 16(4)(a), with regard to reservation, it was done under 77th Amendment Act 1995. This amendment was done basically to give a parity or remove the difficulty created by the Mandal's case. With regard to the reservation, the criterion which was given by the Mandal Commission's case, the Indus Valley's case, as referred by the Mandal Commission, the 77th Amendment was done, and it was introduced that SC and STs were not adequately represented in the services under the state. It was their fundamental right under Article 16(4). These people's fundamental right under Article 16(4), 16(1), and as well as Article 14. And with regard to the adequate representation in the services under the state, there is an important case which has been cited, Ashok Kumar Gupta versus State of UP, 1997. It should be referred. It should be taken into consideration. In the 85th Amendment in the year 2001, then comes Article 16 Clause 5, wherein it stated that Hindu religious denomination can held be only by Hindu and not, and then comes Article 16 Clause 5, wherein it states that Hindu religious denomination can be held only by Hindus and not by Muslims, and so is for the Muslims. Muslim denomination can be held by the Muslims only and not the Hindus. This was in conformity. This was basically to be read. This is to be read with fundamental rights with regard to freedom of religion under Article 25 to 28 and right of minorities under Article 29 and 30. So this special provision was given to this constitution, Article 16 Clause 5, with regard to the protection of certain class or certain religious institutions or denominations. And therefore, in a madrasa, if they are willing to keep Muslim teacher, they are willing to give reservation for the Muslim, that is in conformity or that is in parity with Article 16(5). And if they are discriminating to not take Hindus, that is a rational classification, and hence not in contravention to Article 16 Clause 5. So therefore, to sum it up, we can see that since we have already done videos on Article 12 and 13 in the first one, the second video we have dealt with Article 14. We dealt with Article 14. In the third video we have dealt with Article 15, and in the fourth video we have dealt with Article 16 of the Constitution of India. So that's all for today. If you have any doubt, do drop in a message and I'll try to give a resolution to the query, and please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.